We got ThoTechtical. Okay, now this is a gatekeeper right here. Here comes the Stunfisk. Are we going to see the Focus Blast here? Focus Blast from Hypno. First time seen in this video. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP, so please consider subscribing to the channel if that is of interest to you. And if you're a returning subscriber like Jay Miranda, thank you for the support. In today's video, we are taking a look at two sets of battles submitted to me by Leorick513, and these are the sets which got him to legend rank. And what I find interesting about these sets in particular, aside from the fact that he was able to hit legend, is that he said that watching my videos helped him in reaching legend, mine and those of other content creators as well. So a huge shout out to you. The fact that my videos are even able to help anyone hit legend is pretty mind-blowing, so very appreciative for the support. And as you see here, he was able to reach the leaderboards as well, placing in at 138, so that is very impressive, and a huge congratulations to you once again. Now the team he is running, it is a pretty solid team, and it's something that I feel most of you have access to. It does feature Azumarill in the lead, Hypno as a safe swap running Focus Blast, which is going to be very interesting to see, and Alolan Marowak with Shadow Bone, which is a legacy move, but I'm sure Shadow Ball will work just as well now after the buff, or debuff I should say, to Shadow Bone. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please make sure you smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. Alright, so let's jump into the first battle here. We got TS Shade 13, and we got the Christmas tree back. I know a lot of you guys are big fans of the Christmas tree actually, so big shout out to you guys. We got an Azumarill here in the first match against Altaria. This is the dream lead for Azumarill, what you always want to see. I want to switch down to Shadow Machamp, which isn't exactly the best counter for Azumarill, but we do have Hypno, which is an even better counter for Machamp than Azumarill. So Hypno's going to come in here, confusion down, opponent gets through a rock slide, and he's going to throw these confusions. Unfortunately, that last one did not KO, so he's going to throw the Thunder Punch here, just to be safe. Didn't want to take an extra move for the Machamp, and because the opponent has Altaria anyways, and we have the Azumarill aligned to that, it really doesn't matter if we get the extra energy or not on the Hypno. Just important to take the safe route here and knock out the Machamp. So the Altaria comes in, we are going to get to this move here. Opponent might shield, think it's a nice punch, but even if they don't, it's nice to get the chip damage off, and the Altaria will farm us down. And now we're going to bring back in the Azumarill. Opponent switches into Victreebel, so you know what this means. Alolan Marowak going to come in running Fire Spin as the fast move. So this is pretty much hard counter city here, and nothing really the opponent could do in this particular matchup. This team just aligned perfectly for them. Literally have a hard counter for each of the Pokemon the opponent has. So we're going to throw the Shadow Bone here at the Altaria, and it's going to get the shield. And we should get to another Shadow Bone before the Altaria farms down here. And especially if this gets the defense dropped, then it makes it even easier for the Azumarill. You can see the defense did fall there on the Altaria. And now there's two shields left. There's no win condition here at all for the Altaria. Basically could just choose to farm down here with Bubble. Don't even need to throw the Ice Beams, to be honest. And this Altaria is going to need at least 2 more Sky Attacks after this to have any chance of winning, which is just not going to happen. It would get outpaced the Ice Beam even if necessary. So great first win there. And let's move into match number 2, going up against GeorgeAhab. So I believe he started this set around 2970, so he probably needed at least a 4-1 to get to legend rank here. And we've seen Abomasnow, so Azumarill versus Abomasnow is a pretty rough matchup, and you could see here the moveset he's running is Play Rough and Ice Beam. In fact, if you take a look at the entire moveset here on the side, you can see there's a lot of coverage here. Different typings on like pretty much every Pokemon, so it's a very interesting team. We see Alolan Marowak come in here to counter the Hypno, and this is a very bad matchup for Hypno. Going to take this Shadow Bone damage here, and things are not looking good. Looks like he did build up for a Shadow Ball though, so maybe he'll get the shield from the opponent here, but the opponent chooses not to shield that, so he's going to keep going. Gets to another Thunder Punch here before the farm down can happen, and the opponent is going to let this go through. And wow, the confusion goes through before the fire. He wins the no shields against Alolan Marowak. What is going on there? That is insane. He takes back switch, and that is huge. Wow, the opponent must have got super greedy there, because I'm pretty sure they had a move ready, but maybe they over-tapped on the Fire Spin, or they just thought that they could farm down the Hypno first, and that cost them not only a lot of energy, but switch advantage. So sometimes it's better to be safe than sorry. In this case, the opponent basically gave him the win condition here, because now he has the Azumarill on Azumarill instead of the opponent's Azumarill on his Marowak, and he has his own Marowak on the opponent's Abomasnow. So this game's pretty much in the bag, has a shield advantage too. Azumarill's going to throw a play rough here, but this should be pretty much GG's at this point, unless the opponent gets in a lot of extra bubbles. And you could see here, play rough might KO here. Actually, this is, wow, he's not going to wow, he survives that with like, and he gets an extra bubble in. Holy smokes, that is some crazy play there. Understanding the matchup, switches into Marowak here. He does still have the shield, and he's gonna throw this Shadow Bone here. The opponent might have Hydro Pump, so it's a good thing is that shield still. Opponent lets that go. They are gonna get off a move here. Gonna shield just in case it is a Hydro Pump, and it's only a play rough, so it doesn't matter. The Abomasnow's not gonna have any chance here against this Marowak. Pretty much wins no matter what the Abomasnow throws here. Gonna need another energy ball at least with a lot of powder snows, and this Bone Club should be just about enough to knock out the Abomasnow here. So he's gonna take this match. He's off to a 2-0 start. So the push for Legend looking very legit right now. RareNC here in the next matchup, very talented trainer. I have battled numerous times in Go Battle League, and we see a Sableye into Azumarill. So this is it seems like an amazing matchup for Azumarill, but Sableye could win this, of course, if it lands the returns, gets some foul play baits and whatnot. So we are going to see a shield here, and it is only a foul play, so the opponent did bait there. And I'm going to go for this play rough. Let's see if the opponent shields. They do shield. So this is looking pretty good for the opponent's side right now. And because they threw foul play, this could be a return. So he's going to shield again. He does call the return, so it's a big call there. And he's going to go for the play rough again instead of the Ice Beam. So going for the nuke here. Let's see if the opponent wants to switch or if they want to take the shield advantage. They do let that go. So they are going for the shield advantage here. And they bring in Wigglytuff. So this Wigglytuff is going to have to eat one Ice Beam here at least. And I would imagine that it would probably try committing to the farm down if the Azumarill chooses to stay in. Which it looks like the Azumarill is going to stay in. And it's not able to get to the Ice Beam. But that Wigglytuff is very low. They bring in Marowak, just a hard counter. And here comes Hypno. So Marowak's a pretty decent counter to Toxicroak as it is, but Hypno is just, it's not even fair at this point. Sludge Bomb comes through, you're going to take that. And this Wigglytuff literally has no chance here. You're going to have to burn the shield on this Thunder Punch, but Marowak is just pretty much a wall to Wigglytuff, so there really is nothing the opponent could do in this situation. And in fact, it's not even going to get to see the Marowak because Hypno is putting on a clinic here today. And you could see it knocks out the Wigglytuff here. This is one bulky psychic type Pokemon right here. 3-0. Match number 4 against Bisheped. This guy's in like every video. Bisheped. He was in the last video too. So Azumarill into Whiscash. Can't remember the team he ran last time, but this is a pretty decent lead for Azumarill. See his Abomasnow come in. Here comes the Marowak. Hard counter city. And the opponent backs out. So he's 4-0. So maybe that opponent's just tanking to get battles quicker. And we got ThoTechtical. Okay, now this is a gatekeeper right here. ThoTechtical, very highly skilled trainer. We see a Bastiodon. Is he running Grasshole? I do not know if ThoTechtical ran Grasshole. He is running Grasshole. Whoa, okay, so we see a Grotle come in. So that's going to bring out the Marowak. And looking at this team now, it actually does really well against Grasshole. Assuming that the Hypno, or assuming that the Bastiodon doesn't switch out, because actually he's not running Hydro Pump on his Azumarill. So technically Bastiodon could beat this Azumarill with only Ice Beam and Play Rough. So yeah, actually, I guess he got lucky that the Bastiodon didn't stay in, but it makes sense for the Bastiodon not to stay in against the Azumarill, right? So this is a pretty tough matchup here, but he should have a Victreebel back, which Hypno is going to wall. And since he kept alignment, this should be really good, especially with the chip damage that Marowak's doing here. It's going to make the matchup so much more playable for the Azumarill. So you can see Azumarill comes in here. Bastiodon is going to throw energy, and then I'd expect him to switch into what I expect to be a Shadow Victreebel. There it is. And here comes the Hypno. Look at this damage here. Hypno is absolutely deleting this Victreebel. Gonna shield this up. Unbelievable. And wow, where did it go? I didn't even see it disappear. The confusion went through beforehand. Absolutely massacred there. Hypno comes in, going for the Thunder Punch here. So, of course, that does get the shield from the opponent. And he's going to go for another Thunder Punch. I would love to see him just go for the Focus Blast here. Even though he'll get the shield, you know, the game's over. Just Focus Blast this thing. Get it out of its misery. And wow, he actually farms it down with Confusion. So that was, Hypno is putting in work here today. Purified Hypno, this is not a shadow. He goes 5-0 here. That's definitely going to be enough to hit Legend right here. So there it is, boom, 30-48, hits Legend rank. Huge shout out to you, Leorick. That is very impressive. And he's helped us with seeing one more set here by submitting set number 2 as a Legend. You can see the new pose there, Gucci North Face gear, and we're leading Azumarill into Alolan Marowak. So these are some very positive leads here. Opponent brings out Shiftry. We're going to see Marowak come in. So Marowak isn't exactly the hardest counter for Shiftry, but if you want to invest both shields, you're pretty much guaranteed to win this. So it's still a good matchup, but Shiftry, because it does that foul play, does pose a threat still. And of course with the Leaf Blade baits, it's a very bait dependent matchup. So he's going to actually undercharge this Bone Club here, looking to farm down. That might have been a bit too much of an undercharge. Let's see. No, he's fortunate enough to get that there before the opponent gets time to move. Very risky play, but getting that extra energy is going to pay off big time because you see Alolan Marowak come in. Remember, the opponent has 2 shields. He has 0. And the opponent does not call the shield there on the Bone Club. That is a huge call by the opponent. I do not know how he's going to pull this one off. Wow, the opponent let go the Shadow Bone. What is going on? Okay, this is going to come down to... Wow, he goes for Bone Club again. What is going on? Ferrothorn comes in. Oh my goodness, this is not looking good for the opponent. Why did they not shield there? Oh man. So they bring in the Ferrothorn into Azumarill, which obviously is a very good matchup here. But he does still have that Hypno in the back, and he's pretty much just doing chip damage here with the Azumarill. I would expect the shields to start coming out now at some point. There's the first shield. And will he get to his second Ice Beam? He is not CMP tied, so that Ice Beam is not going to go through. Power Whip will KO the Azumarill here. This is going to come down to Hypno here. Now he does still have that Marowak to potentially catch a sack swap, so he's letting the switch timer go up here. And here comes Hypno. Now Power Whip will not KO, so he's probably going to try building up for 2 Thunder Punches here. One of them is going to get the shield for sure. Comes down to whether or not he will get to the second one. And wow, this is going to be tight. Will Power Whip KO here? I don't think it's going to KO. Probably survive just by a bit, yeah. And that's going to allow him to get to 2 Thunder Punches here. So this first Thunder Punch will likely get the shield. Second one is likely not going to KO. So after he throws the second one, he should be instantly switching into the Marowak to Fire Spin down, because he's probably going to be 1 Fire Spin away. There's a switch, very well played. Gets the Fire Spin through and he wins that game. So 1-0 start here in the second set. Komati 0227 here. And we're leading Azumarill into Swampert. So this is, again, one of those sort of neutral matches, very bait dependent. And a lot of times when I play this match on myself, I do prefer it to be the Swampert, just because the Sludge Wave is so satisfying to land. But of course, the Azumarill gets the shield on the Ice Beam, which is pretty huge for this particular matchup. Going to shield here, will this be a Sludge Wave? There's a bug in my face. Yes, it is a Sludge Wave, I believe. I don't know, that bug kind of distracted my view. But I'm pretty sure it was a Sludge Wave. Opponent switches out into Hypno here, and Marowak is going to come in. So Marowak's a pretty good counter for Hypno, but like we saw in one of the earlier matches in this video, if you get too greedy with Marowak, the Hypno can win. This Hypno let the Shadow Bone go through. So at this point, this could be a Shadow Ball. I think you have to shield, yeah. And it is a Shadow Ball. Great call right there. Gonna farm down, maintain switch, down a shield, but I think keeping switch here is pretty important. And the Swampert's gonna come back in. Hydro Cannon knocks out, and we have the Ice Beam ready to go for this Swampert here. So Ice Beam going to get the final shield, and of course if this Swampert gets to the Sludge Wave, I think this is in KO range here. Very close, might survive by like 1. Does survive, and the opponent switches out to catch this onto the Skarmory. That is a huge catch there, and now I would see the Hypno come in, got an extra bubble. That extra bubble might have been a little bit too much, because now the Skarmory might outpace this Hypno. So Hypno is going to need at least 2 Thunder Punches here. That extra bubble might end up costing him. He gets to the Thunder Punch, he has 2 ready, so he should be able to throw back to back here, which would win him the game. There's the first Thunder Punch. Oh, he overtapped. Oh no, okay. So that just cost him the game there, the overtap. Might have been accidental. I don't think he was trying to farm down there. Must have just been an overtap. Skarmory's gonna farm down. That game was in the bag for him. Unfortunate under tap there, or over tap I should say, costs him the game. And he's 1-1 here. Heydapa. Next matchup, Azumarill into Skarmory. Pretty good matchup for Skarmory, especially because there's no Hydro Pump on the Azumarill. This isn't really a winnable matchup, so Skarmory's probably going to end up winning this. Now the thing is, the opponents might think they have Hydro Pump and try to switch out of Skarmory to catch the move, so there's always that. Let's see how this plays out. Ice Beam going to come through here, opponent lets that go through, and now he switches out into Hypno. So he's going to get to this Thunder Punch, unfortunately CMP tie. That is not what you like to see. And oh, it's a Brave Bird too. Oh my gosh, and he hits the Thunder Punch as well. I would undercharge this for sure here. Try to get, wow, what the heck? The opponent shields. Okay, that's even better then. And we see Azumarill come in. So obviously this Hypno is very low, but it should at least get off one Thunder Punch here. And actually him getting the shield from the opponent there on that Thunder Punch was pretty huge on the Skarmory, because Marowak is going to love to see that in the back. And he gets to a second Thunder Punch here, which is pretty massive. You see the Azumarill does farm down, and I would expect to see him bring in his own Azumarill here. Things are looking pretty good right now. Opponent's going to throw a move here. Will he shield this up? He's going to let it go through. It is a play rough, and this is definitely an Ice Beam range. He's going to go for the Ice Beam immediately. And this is going to KO the Azumarill. Probably could have got a couple more bubbles in there, but I wasn't keeping count, so maybe he couldn't have. And we see the Marowak come in here against the Skarmory. Skarmory gets farmed down. And what is in the back? I guess it's something weird. Might have been a Abomasnow, to be honest there. So opponent backs out. Chihayapoke here in match number 4. We got a Azumarill into Abomasnow. Very difficult lead here. So the way he played this last time was he threw the Ice Beam and then switched out. So let's see if he does the same thing here. Here comes the Ice Beam. And the opponent's is... Yep, there's a switch. Opponent switches out as well. Very good play. They bring in Sableye. This is a very difficult counter for Hypno. And the Hypno got a little bit greedy there. And unfortunately isn't going to be able to throw this Thunder Punch. Foul play comes through and knocks out the Hypno. So he didn't get any Thunder Punch damage there, which might not make a difference, to be honest, if he lands a play rough anyways, because it would KO regardless of the range. But he does shield up this return, so that's a pretty big call. And he's going to go for the play rough right here. This will definitely knock out the Sableye. They let it go through. They bring back in the Abomasnow. He's looking to switch out into the Marowak. Is he going to shield this or let the Azumarill go? He's going to let it go. Energy Ball comes through. Did not KO. Marowak comes in. Opponent has a Marowak of their own. How is he going to pull this off? He is down shield. He is probably ahead in energy by like one fire spin maybe. Gets the bait there with the Bone Club. That is absolutely huge. And the opponent's going to throw here. I think his win condition is calling the Bone Club here or shielding the Shadow Bone. He calls the Bone Club bait. That is huge. He's going for the Shadow Bone. This has to be a Bone Club from the opponent here. There's no way this is a Shadow Bone. It is another Bone Club there. Opponent did not threaten the shield. He's going to throw the Shadow Bone here. I think he might end up winning this match. The opponent lets it go through. He should be able to farm down with Fire Spin now. Oh my gosh, he is, and he has energy ready. What a play there. Opponent backs out. Oh my gosh, the opponent just got outplayed there in the end. Huge win. Very impressive win there in that mirror match of Marowak down a shield. How did he pull that off? That was very impressive. Ponkichi here in the next match with a Stun Fist lead. Switches out into Pelipper. And this is a decent matchup with an energy lead for Azumarill, but Pelipper of course has to land Hurricanes. Play rough comes through, gonna switch out now into Hypno. And Hypno has a very nice matchup here against Pelipper. Even Hurricane isn't going to KO. So we do see him throw Weather Ball, which is even better for the Hypno here. And he's able to farm down before it gets off a second move, which is absolutely massive. Here comes the Stun Fist. Are we going to see the Focus Blast here? Focus Blast from Hypno. First time seen in this video. There it is. That is pretty heavy damage. Doesn't KO unfortunately, so not as satisfying. But that is a lot of unexpected damage. And Galarian Stunfists usually do not like to shield against Hypno. So here comes the Azumarill for sure. Gonna farm down, opponent switches out into Whimsicott. Here comes the Marowak. Hard counter city. GG's. Very well played. And this is another 4-1 set here. So it goes 9-1 in those two sets. Very impressive. Huge shout out to Leorick513. Thank you for submitting those battles. And once again, a huge congratulations on hitting Legend rank. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.